Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another edition of Wednesday Night Madness here on YouTube and StreamYard.com. It's Bill Lim, Michael Fletcher, alongside Anthony Floyo, Michael Bullock. We got ourselves a long show tonight. We got a lot to cover, so much to cover, and not a lot of time. So we're going to try to do this as fast as we can, try to just get it out of the way, and that's it. So start off with NXT. Um, so we started it off with a women's tag team title fight, as it was Toxic Attraction, as it was JC Jane and Gigi Dolan putting the titles on the line against Wendy Chu and Roxanne Perez. When it was all said and done, the winners of the bout in 10 minutes and 1 second was Toxic Attraction. They successfully defend the titles. The way that, okay, the build for this match was absolutely horrible. Absolutely horrible. And I think all three of us were thinking, this is going to be maybe a train wreck. This is not going to be good at all, whatever. They delivered. This was an excellent match. I got to give this at least maybe 3 stars. I thought they did a really good job with this. So, Anthony Florio, at the end of the day, yes, the build was horrible. It was campy. It was stupid. There was nothing amazing. But finally, when the match happens, they blew it out of the box. Excellent match. 3 stars for me.
Absolutely. And MF, it was our girl Roxy. I mean, or Roxanne Perez, but we call her Roxy, and she continues to deliver in NXT and works well with Wendy Chu. And the two felt like a legitimate threat to Toxic Attraction early on, but the action fell apart toward the end, and the finish was anticlimactic. Still, it was the right move to put this feud in the ring. The action outside has been too silly to take seriously. Chu and Perez raised their standing by giving Toxic Attraction a real challenge. So at the end of the day, what was that time again, MF, there?
10:02.
10:02. Solid 3 stars. I would have given it 3 1/4, but the finish was a little clunky because, as much as I love Mandy and I love her, you guys know that, she was the difference. So, but I'm going to give it 3 stars, and I'll go as far as to call this the sleeper fight of the night, like MF said. So, not much more to say. Michael Bullock, your women's tag team champions, stay the champions, but give credit to Wendy Chu and the former Roxy because they hung with them.
Yeah, they definitely hung with them, but like you said, Florio, Mandy Rose was the difference maker, and why Toxic Attraction is still they're still the champs, and this is like Mandy's way of saying, hey, we run this division, and we'll do whatever the hell we want to do to make sure we continue to run this division. If it means breaking the rules, so what? So, yeah, 3 stars for me. So, nothing more to say. Let's move on, Fletch.
All right. And then with that said, then after that, a whole bunch of promo stuff. The next thing that we had was a first round matchup in the NXT Breakout Tournament, as it was Sloane Jacobs going 1-on-1 with Fallon Henley. Fallon Henley advances to the next round, winning the match in 4 minutes and 28 seconds. Now, the interesting dynamic about this is that the winner of this tournament gets to challenge for any title she sees fit. Now, that could be the NXT Women's Tag Title, or they can actually go for the NXT Women's Championship. It is purely their decision on what belt they want to go after. So, nothing more to say. Anthony Florio, Fallon Henley advances to the next round.
It was a fine start to the NXT Women's Breakout Tournament. Henley is a good competitor who has impressed with more spotlight. She deserves a boost from this tournament. Sloane Jacobs, however, did not impress in her first major match for the brand. She was sloppy and needed her opponent to take control in order to keep the match on pace. She is only 19 years old, though, and will learn with time. So, And before the match, the bracket was revealed. You had Nikita Lyons, you had Ariana Grace, Roxanne Perez, Kiana James, Lash Legend, and Tatum Paxley all on the ramp with Henley and Jacobs in there. So I'll give it about 2, maybe 2.25 for the effort. So, and I'm not surprised with the outcome. And it was a battle of oldest versus youngest. Fallon Henley is the oldest competitor in this women's tournament. She's 27. And Sloane Jacobs, like I said, 19, the youngest. So experience wins out. So no surprise here. So she will meet the winner of the match later on that we'll get into between Nikita Lyons and Ariana Grace. So we'll get into that in a moment. So 2.25, like I said. Michael Bullock, fine start to the women's breakout tournament, and no surprise on the outcome. I had a feeling Fallon Henley was going to win this. I'm sure you felt the same way.
Yeah, I felt the same way too. That Fallon Henley was going to go over on this. So yeah, 2 stars for me on this one. So yeah, there's nothing more to say. So Fletch, it's yours.
Yeah, 2 stars. I thought it was all right. I thought they did a really good job with it. So nothing more to add here. So the next thing that we had in this event was Alba Fry going up against Amari Miller. Now this is Kaylee Ray. They did change her name, so and now she is now this name, but she wins the match in 3 minutes and 40 seconds. So Michael Bullock, I kind of feel like this is kind of her. There's a little something that we need to talk about, but I'll get into it in a minute. It's all yours.
Yeah, I've gone on the record of saying this, and I don't care what anybody says. It should still be Kaylee Ray, because that's who she's been known for, but for them to change it to what she is now is stupid. It's absolutely pointless and unnecessary, and it's totally unacceptable. I mean, I understand what they're trying to do, but just leave her name as is, please. But obviously, you nitwits want to feel like you. I don't know what else is there to say. I'm not even gonna bother rating this match, Fletch. It is yours.
I will say this. The match itself was okay. I think it was nice to see her get the win, and I know a lot of people will definitely be on her side. Now, as far as the store as her name goes, I get it. I don't know why WWE does this. They do it a lot of times, where they want to change a character's name, and some people like it, some people hate it. It's just there's no common ground in between. Why, we have no idea. But at the end of the day, this was a decision that they decided to do. But it sounds like it's a soft reboot. So will it work? Most likely. I give it some hope for Kaylee, and I hope that she gets it. But I feel like that she's getting more creative forces behind her. So it feels like the way that it worked, the way that they did it this time around. Using the fiery aesthetic, using the way she's coming off, it feels like she's getting more of a push than she was as Kaylee Ray. Remember, Kaylee Ray is NXT ICW, which is that was her being the greatest wrestler out there. Maybe this is a start of something special. We don't know. We hope so. The expectation is really high, but as far as Alba Fire goes, all right. I'll give it a whirl. I'll give it an opportunity. Um, I think it's time that we really see something special from her, and we'll see how it plays out. But it could have been a lot worse. We could have really gone after this, about, a whole bunch of different things. It is what it is, but I'm cool with it for now. So I'll give it the benefit of the doubt. I hope it works, but we'll see. I'm not gonna be as harsh as Michael Bullock is about Alba Fire, but it is a work in progress. We'll say that. Florio, it's yours.
Yeah. Whether the name works or not, everyone will get used to it. She is still as good as ever in a division where Mandy Rose is sadly lacking for challengers. The former Kaylee Ray has to be among the best options. It was nice to see Amari Miller back, even without any hype. She is one of NXT's better rising acts and showed it by challenging Fire throughout this short contest. I'll give it about 2.25, 2.5 for the effort. So there isn't much to say. I know not everybody's crazy about the name change, but Alba Fire, as her name is, not Alba Fry. If it was Alba Fry, then okay. But Alba Fire, I could kind of get used to it. I mean, when she was the scary Queen of Scots, Kaylee Ray, I mean, what I liked about her was, she had the three elements that I personally look for in a woman, which is beauty, check, elegance, check, grace, check. She checked off all those boxes, and now she still has that, even with this new name. So we'll wait and see. So 2.25, 2.5, like I said. So name may not be for everybody, but eventually it will catch on and we'll get used to it. So maybe
I
not
was
both,
I,
but
I will say this: when she was in ICW, beauty check, grace she never had. She was a full fledged heel, and as far as the intensity, she is without a doubt one of the best in the game.
absolutely.
Nothing more to say. Um, yeah. So let's move on. And the next thing that we had was Andre Chase and Magic Girl Mode Saray going up against Grayson Waller and Tiffany Stratton in a mixed tag. It was at the end Chase and Saray winning the match in 7 minutes. So at the end of the day, I believe who leads off? Is it Bullock or do we go back to me?
That's you.
All right, it's back to me. I thought this was all right. I thought it was solid. I don't think it was nothing to write home about. I think it was something all right. I mean, look, I don't mind the Saray, um, Tiffany Stratton. That was a fine little thing. Andre Chase and Grayson Waller was all right. There was really nothing that really stood out. It was fine for what it was worth. Um, this is about 2.5 stars. Anthony, it's yours.
Yeah, 2.5, 2.75 of a star. This was more fun than it had any right to be. Andre Chase and Sheree showed more chemistry as a tag team than Grayson Waller and Tiffany Stratton. And the overall dynamic made for a story that was better than the build that got them to this point. It was welcome to see Saray get some revenge on Stratton, even if it was a tainted win. If the two have one more singles match together, the Warrior of the Sun needs to be the clear victor. So I'll give it 2.5 to 2.75 of a star. So um, Michael Bullock, big win for Saray and for Andre Chase, and who knows where we go from here with these four.
Yeah, who knows where we go from here. So, yeah, 2.5 stars for me. I mean, it was a fine match, but nothing really that special or that much to write home about. So, that being said, Fletch, let's move on.
Here we go. Adriana Grace versus Nikita Lyons. Nikita Lyons wins the match in 3 minutes and 9 seconds. Anthony, it was okay. I don't think it was anything special, but the right person won. The right person went over.
Lyons is the obvious. Let me tell you like this: not only in this match, but I'm going to go on the record here. Nikita Lyons is the obvious favorite in this tournament, and I think it's likely going to come down to her and Roxanne Perez in the end. Those two have been the most impressive in-ring workers from this new crop of female talent, and hopefully Lyons gets a chance to show she can compete with top competitors before she is pushed to the top. It would have been nice to see these women get more time because they both look good here. Grace challenged Lyons and forced her to sell more than she has in the past. The newcomer had some interesting technical offense in her repertoire. So, MF, I'm sorry, I missed the time again. What was it?
309.
309. Yeah. 1.5, maybe 2 for the effort. But make no mistake about it, MF. You got to consider Nikita Lyons as one of the favorites, if not the favorite, to win this thing. And like I said, I think it's going to come down to her and Roxy in the end. That's just how I feel. But next up is Fallon Henley. And I think Fallon Henley is going to give Lyons one hell of a try. But at the end of the day, I think Lyons will ultimately go over. So not much more to say. 1.5 to 2 for this effort. But Michael Bullock, if you're looking for a clear favorite in this women's breakout tournament, Nikita Lyons is it.
Yeah, Nikita Lyons is definitely the favorite in this tournament, and I definitely see her winning this whole thing. So, 1.5 stars for me as well. So nothing more to say. Fletch, it is yours.
Yeah, 1.5, no doubt about it. I'm totally agreed on this one. If Nikita Lyons does win, that gives her a guaranteed shot at either the NXT women's title or the NXT women's tag team titles. Now, I kind of feel like she would go after Mandy. That's an easy call to make. But the thing is that if it's Mandy is on upset alert because Nikita Lyons would legitly be the biggest threat to her title than anybody else. If it's Roxy could go either way. Roxy could go for the women's title, or because with her dynamic with Wendy, she could easily get another shot at the tag team titles. So that could go either way. Where Nikita, no, she's going to go straight after Mandy and go right after that title. And we all know that. So, yeah, we'll have to wait and see how it goes. And speaking of women, the main event was Natalia versus Cora Jade one-on-one. Natalia wins the match in 14 minutes and 11 seconds via referee stoppage because Natalia puts the sharpshooter on Jade, and Cora Jade passed out from the pain. She does not tap out. She passed out from the pain. Michael Bullock, heck of a main event. With all the hype and all the excitement, let's say it. They did a pretty good job with this. So it's all yours.
Yeah, they really delivered on this one. A 3.5 stars is my rating for this. This was definitely the fight of the night, hands down. I mean, Cora Jade. You got to give her credit. She hung in there, but like you said, she just passed out from the pain. But in a surprise move afterwards, guys. Natalia actually showed some respect to Cora Jade after the match. It was a little surprising, but I guess with the way Cora hung around, Natalia definitely earned the. Cora definitely got some respect from Natalia, so there's really nothing more to say. Fletch, it is yours.
This was without a doubt the fight of the night. They absolutely did good. Now, first half was a little sloppy, not perfect. I'll openly admit that. I think we all could have thought like it could have been a lot more better, but at the end, they came back. They gave us a hell of a main event, enjoyable match. And the thing is, I think at the end of the day, Natalia, Cora earned Natalia's respect at the end. And that's the thing. Because Natalia said it. Everybody taps out to the sharpshooter. Well, she got the sharpshooter in, and Cora fought like crazy to get out of it. Got to the ropes close twice, got pulled back to the center, but then the body just gave out on Cora, and Cora went out. She didn't tap out. She passed out from the pain. And that's where Natalia's like, did she tap out? And the ref pretty much told her no. She passed out from the pain. She didn't tap out. She passed out. And I think the look on Natalia's face said it all. It was like, well, you didn't tap out. You passed out? All right. You've earned my respect. And that's why we got that great moment at the end. Excellent match. Great body of work. First half was a little sloppy. Second half, they definitely rode home. So I got to give this at least 2.5 to 3. Could have been a lot better if the first half wasn't so sloppy and a little slow in part, Anthony Florio. This could have been, I mean, we could have been talking about an all-timer for NXT 2.0, but nonetheless, it is the fight of the night.
Which I think you underscored with all due respect. I'm actually going to give this 3.5 stars because of the fact that it was exactly what it promised to be and more. Natalia worked her best match in at least a year, allowing Cora Jade to have her dream match. The two looked smooth together, pulling out a series of memorable sequences. And Cora Jade, at only 21 years of age, still has a lot to learn in her journey to the top. But there is no doubt she is getting better. She looked like a main roster talent throughout this match. And it was clear how much this match meant to Cora Jade, and Natalia was great at guiding her through it. And I believe this is a contest that should be revisited down the line. And what else is there to say? I mean, Cora Jade tried to dive through Natty's leg. She was caught but transitioned into an arm drag, followed by a second arm drag that set up a running knee into the ropes. Queen of Hearts went for a sharpshooter that Jade escaped, only to get planted with a discus lariat. Natalia slammed her opponent's left leg repeatedly into the steel post, and Jade barely escaped a figure four around the post, pulling her rival headfirst into the post, and Jade nearly got the win off a springboard double foot stomp and a sliced bread number 2. Fantastic match. 3.5 stars. It was the fight of the night. No question about that. Should be revisited down the line. So, Michael Bullock, I mean, what a match. Natalia and Cora Jade, 3.5 stars for me.
Think about it.
Oh, did Bullock lead off on it?
Yeah. Bullock led off on it.
Oh, okay. All right.
Look, I'm just gonna say, man, it was as good as we thought it could have been. NXT 2.0, solid show. I mean, I'll give this about maybe 6 is my overall rating. Obviously, the main event definitely was, it delivered. It was a very good main event. I got really nothing bad to say about it. All in all, it was a solid show. So, Anthony, it's yours.
6.5 for me. I mean, main event was the fight of the night, and the opener was the second best fight of the night, and then the mixed tag, I would probably say, would round out the top 3. Those were 3 solid, good matches here. The in-between stuff, as usual, they had the usual meh stuff that usually make us groan about this show, but it is what it is. But 6.5, and it was announced, gentlemen, that In Your House is going to be back again. Oh yeah.
Yep.
we're getting NXT in your house again, baby. Ho ho. And I believe it's going to be Hell in a Cell weekend. I think it's going to be on Saturday, June 4th. So mark that down. And then the next night will be Hell in a Cell. So see what happens. So with that, 6.5 for me. Bullock, quick thought, and then we'll get into another exciting AEW Dynamite as we kick off the Owen Hart tournament tonight.
Yeah, 6 for me. I mean, you did have some. The matches were. Some of them were okay. I mean, there are other things I thought that could have been better, but all in all, I thought they did an okay job. So 6 for me. Let's get on to Dynamite.
All right. So with that said, we do indeed go into AEW Dynamite, and let's see what we have on the fight card here tonight. So we started it off. Let's see. Okay. It's a little slow, so here we go. All right, we got it. So started off with Dax Harwood versus Adam Cole, quarterfinal match in the Owen Hart tournament. When it was all said and done, let's see, winner of the bout in 15 minutes and 39 seconds and advancing to the semifinal is Adam Cole. He wins it. All right. I don't think there's really much to talk about here, guys. It was an amazing match. Easily one of the top fights of the night. Solid opener. Easily for me, 3.5 to 3 3/4. I'm not going to give it 4 because there was a little bit of some areas where I think it could have been a little more better. But you notice at the end, Adam Cole put him in his own version of the sharpshooter, kind of a little bit of a nod to Owen Hart with the victory. So you're going to see a lot of you're probably going to see a lot of tributes to the Hart family throughout this tournament. That was one of them. Yeah, nothing more to say. This was amazing. Anthony, it's yours.
Yeah, absolutely. It really should not have been a surprise to anyone that these two extraordinary in-ring talents would deliver a banger to start the show, with Dax Harwood expertly selling his rib injury throughout. The attention to detail, including the babyface failing to maintain control of the sharpshooter, was fantastic and reflective of what makes FTR such an acclaimed team. Adam Cole is fantastic in his own right, playing up the heel elements of his character by teasing sweet chin music and ultimately earning the victory with the Hart family's vaunted sharpshooter. This set the bar high for both the remainder of the broadcast and the tournament as a whole. The psychology was great. The match was smartly wrestled. The adoration for the Hart family from Harwood was obvious, and the right guy went over in terms of providing star power for the remainder of the competition. Fantastic start to the show. 100% agree with the rating. 3.5 to 3 3/4 of a star. Fantastic way to start it off. You could easily consider this the fight of the night. It's easily up there. No doubt about that. So, Adam Cole advances, so he will advance to meet the winner of the main event tonight, which ended up being Darby Allin against Jeff Hardy. Wait till you hear what we have to say about that. So with that being said, Michael Bullock, 3.5, 3 3/4 of a star for me. No surprise about who went over. I had a feeling Adam Cole was going to go over, and he did. He won it with the sharpshooter on Dax Harwood. Hell of a way to start off the Owen Hart tournament. Made me proud as a Hart family mark. So Adam Cole advances, and he awaits either Jeff Hardy or Darby Allin in the semifinals.
Yeah, 3.5 to 3 3/4. Definitely a great way to start off the quarterfinals of the Owen Hart Foundation tournament. I mean, no surprise. I mean, when you got Adam Cole and Dax Harwood with the way they are, I mean, this definitely was an entertaining match and a great way to start it off. So, yeah, nothing more to say. Let's move on, Fletch.
All right, with that said, we'll move on to the next tournament match, or the next matchup, I should say. CM Punk versus John Silver. CM Punk wins the match in 7 minutes and 49 seconds. Anthony, it's yours.
2.5 to 2 3/4 of a star. What did I have? Solid match that saw Punk dominate before Silver delivered a sprinted comeback fueled by the cheers of his family, friends, and fans. Johnny Hungy, he failed to put Punk away with that tornado DDT, and then CM Punk mocking the Hangman, winning with his own finishing move, the Buckshot Lariat. Match was a rarity in that Punk worked primarily heel. The first time we have seen that in AEW, he was very clearly that guy in this match, antagonizing them while beating down the hometown hero. It was potentially a sign of things to come, as Page downplayed the heelish attitude that permeated his promo last week, and it appears as though champion and challenger will paint their feud in shades of gray rather than either man choosing a particular side. That'll create an even hotter environment come May 29th in Las Vegas at Double or Nothing for a match that has the potential to be one of the best and most buzzworthy in recent memory. Match was okay, but the tense stare down between rivals and promo from Punk afterward helped elevate this segment here. So, and how about CM Punk garnering that heel heat, wearing the old John Tavares New York Islander jersey? Oh, okay.
You knew that was going to start a war, man, because Tavares is not really well liked in the New York area, especially for Islander fans, because of especially the way that went down.
And he came out he cut his music and soaked in the booze, a great moment that played up his hate relationship with the city after last fall and what happened with MJF, as you know. We'll get to him in a bit. So 2.5, 2 3/4, like I said, but Michael Bullock, I think it was for this match only. CM Punk working as the heel. Obviously, Long Island hasn't forgotten about him from the whole MJF thing last fall. So coming out in the Tavares Islander jersey, and then going over the hometown boy Johnny Hungy. So 2.5, 2 3/4. Michael Bullock, your thoughts on all that?
Yeah, 2.5 to 2 3/4. Fine match. I mean, but yeah, CM Punk as the. I mean, garnering that heat with the John Tavares jersey, and yeah, that garnered a lot of heat. So yeah, so now we got to see what's up next especially with him and Adam Page fighting for the title at Double or Nothing. So nothing more to say. Fletch, it is yours.
You know what? I'm going to say something, and I know I'm going to garner a lot of heat for this, but I don't give a damn. This is, you know, you guys remember me, the me Gene Okerlund, and there was always that one. I think it was Scumbag Randy Orton or Scumbag John Cena. Tonight, we had Scumbag CM Punk. That's exactly what that was. Scumbag move by CM Punk by knowing that he was going to piss the daylights out off of the fans by wearing that John Tavares New York Islander jersey. You knew if you are a hockey fan or if you're a fan in the New York tri-state area, you knew this was going to cause problems. And yes, CM Punk is not afraid to push that envelope and go into that type of level of a move. So you knew something like this was going to happen. And sure enough, when you do that kind of thing, people are going to notice. A lot of people outside of that would probably not even understand it. If you're not into the hockey thing, if you're not into sports, if you're just watching it as a wrestling thing, you're like, well, why the heck is he wearing that jersey? What was the meaning of it? Trust me, this is why, for a lot of you fans out there, Anthony Florio, Michael Bullock, and myself, we know the story. We know what led to this. This was John Tavares, who was the face of that franchise. He upped and left, going to the Toronto Maple Leafs and literally throwing dirt at Islanders on the way out the door. After everything that he did for that team, and then just basically got sick and tired and was like, you know what? I want out. And was a real spoiled brat about it, and then finally got his way and went off to the Toronto Maple Leafs at that point. That's why the Islander fans are so bitter about that thing. And on top of that, look where Tavares is right now. Tavares is now 1 win away from knocking out the defending Stanley Cup champions. They could possibly tomorrow night knock out the Tampa Bay Lightning and advance to the next round of the Stanley Cup playoffs, while the New York Islanders are not even in the playoffs and just fired their coach today. Barry Trotz is gone. He just got fired. So now they got to go through this whole rebuild, and Tavares, enemy number one, scumbag to the New York Islander fans, could be on the verge of going to the next round of the playoffs. You want to talk about getting nuclear heat? CM Punk, you really know how to do it. And you probably already knew that, Punk. That's why you probably did that. You scumbag. So, yeah, scumbag CM Punk in my book tonight. And anybody who knows that, you guys know the mean Gene Okerlund, the meanie Gene Okerlund. I think you also would probably agree with the scumbag CM Punk with that one. So nothing more to say. Next up we had was Tony Nese going up against Danhausen. Tony Nese wins in 32 seconds. Nothing more to say. Watch. Then there was the contract signing. Then we had the contract signing for the match between Wardlow and MJF. There was a lot of different scenarios, whatever you want to call it, whatever. But the next thing that we did have was, let me see, Ricky Starks versus Jungle Boy, the FTW title on the line. Ricky Starks wins the match in 9 minutes and 34 seconds. I believe this goes to Michael Bullock. So, Bullock, it's up to you, man. It's all yours.
Yeah, I thought this was a fine match here. I'll give it about maybe 2.5 to 3 for the effort here. No surprise here with Ricky Starks winning this one. It was obviously the right choice here, so nothing more to say. Fletch, it's yours.
All right, very good point there, Florio. Anthony just left something on our private chat here that he just wanted me to talk about. That so this was a fine match, good match, no doubt about it. I didn't really see anything amazing here, but it was fine for what it was worth. So I'll give this about 2.5 stars. So Anthony, it's yours.
Yeah, you talked about them, our old favorite site, Meme Gene Okerlund, or as we called it, Mimi Gene Okerlund, to be funny. And they had, yes, they did have this. It was the scumbag John Cena. That's who it was. The scumbag one was John Cena. The best one for CM Punk that I remember was the condescending CM Punk, and that's exactly what he was tonight, no doubt about it. As far as this match is concerned, I'm going to give this a solid 3 stars, maybe teetering on 3.25. It was an energetic match that highlighted 2 of AEW's stars of the future. It saw the right guy go over. Ricky Starks continues to carry the FTW title. The new tension between Jurassic Express, Team Taz, and the tandem of Keith Lee and Swerve Strickland, I think possibly sets up a 3-way for the World Tag Team titles at the pay-per-view. And Jungle Boy's loss continues to set the stage for a betrayal at the hands of frustrated mentor Christian Cage. This segment accomplished a bunch and delivered a solid match in the process. Those are always the most valuable segments and something AEW does well. So that's really all there is to say on that. So 3 3.25 for this. Did Bullet go or do I give it back to you, MF?
Yeah, Bullock led off.
All right, so back to you then.
All right. With that said, we do indeed move on. Owen Hart tournament quarterfinal match, women's side, Toni Storm versus Jamie Hayter. Toni Storm advances, wins the match in 8 minutes and 34 seconds. Solid match, good start. It was physical. The finish wasn't really spectacular, but, and I hate to say it, the commercial got in the way. It really kind of hurt the match a little bit here. It was solid, so this is about another 2.5 to close to 3. So Anthony, it's yours.
2.5, 2 3/4. Yeah, that's about right. Physical back and forth match. Storm advancing in the tournament with the sort of performance fans witnessed during her time in NXT UK, but never really got to see in NXT USA, thanks to woefully inconsistent booking. Storm is a star, and this match highlighted exactly why. She has the rock star appeal, sure, but she is a hell of a worker with a blindingly bright future ahead of her. Jamie Hayter, on the other hand, has been one of the unsung heroes of the women's division and a heavy lifter for her trio with Britt Baker and Rebel. She shined here too, and probably should earn increased exposure in the wake of Double or Nothing, perhaps in the form of a feud with Baker, who made no effort to get involved on the behalf of her associate, as she would have for her. But nonetheless, a clever finish with Hayter rolling out of a backslide, but right into Storm Zero. It wasn't pretty necessarily, but it was a nice exclamation point to a good, hard-fought, physical pro wrestling match. A good 3 to 3.25 stars for me. So, not much more to say here. So, Michael Bullock, your thoughts as Toni Storm takes one step forward in the Owen Hart Women's Tournament, and I guarantee you, their AEW is going to make her the star that she should have been in NXT and WWE combined.
Oh, I agree with you on that. I mean, she's definitely going to be that she should have been in WWE. So 3 stars for me on this one. I mean, a nice star when it comes to the women, and Toni Storm. I mean, she's got to be one of the favorites to win this tournament. So nothing more to say. Fletch, it is yours.
Anthony Floyo will be leading off on the main event of AEW, and it was Jeff Hardy versus Darby Allin, quarterfinal match, and it is Jeff Hardy winning 10 minutes, 47 seconds, advances to the semifinal. Jeff Hardy versus Adam Cole in the semifinal of the Owen Hart tournament. Oh my God, this match is going to be lit.
I'm going to give this 3.25 to 3.5 stars. From the moment it was announced that Darby Allin and Jeff Hardy would square off in an anything goes match in this first Owen Hart Foundation tournament quarterfinal, it came with certain expectations. Those expectations were met in what was a wild, chaotic, death-defying main event full of high spots and little else. Psychology be damned, as Hardy and Allin threw caution in the wind, including one of the most awe-inspiring moments anyone will see in wrestling this year. The bumps were hard, the action wild, and there was no interference to speak of from Matt Hardy or Sting, ensuring a clean finish. After all the punishment endured by the competitors, a basic wrestling roll-up that earned Hardy the win. Fans of this style of match likely thought, as Jim Ross put it, that this was one of the greatest matches in AEW history, a surefire A-plus match. For everyone else, it was an unforgettable spot fest between two uber-popular wrestlers synonymous with putting their bodies on the line for the entertainment of the audience. Hardy winning only ensures that the only guy in the tournament to have actually wrestled Owen Hart will continue on in the competition. The damnedest spot in quite some time saw Darby Allin deliver a swanton bomb off the top of an enormous big boy ladder onto Jeff Hardy and 2 rows of steel chairs. No one won there except us, the fans. The missed coffin drop by Allen, which saw him crash and burn on the ring apron, drove the air out of the former TNT champion. Hardy missed a swanton onto the steel steps, crashing and ricocheting into the guardrail. And ironically, Hardy won the whole damn thing with a crucifix roll-up. Simple wrestling maneuver. And then the Undisputed Elite, most notably the Young Bucks, stared down the Hardys to close out the show, further hinting of a dream match between tag team icons at Double or Nothing. Now, MF, you know the history of the Hardys and the Young Bucks. Ring of Honor, the night before WrestleMania 33. I'm guessing that was a Super Card of Honor they did that?
Super Card of Honor. And yeah, it was... this was the precursion of gold that the Hardys had done. And the thing was, on that night, a few months prior, they showed up at the Hammerstein Ballroom in New York to take the belts. And they took it from the Bucks. And then it led to Ladder War. The Young Bucks versus the Hardys for the Ring of Honor World Tag Team titles, Hammerstein Ballroom, New York City, and the Bucks won the gold. It actually was in Orlando. It was actually in I want to say Clearwater, Florida, was where the fight went down. And that led to the Hardys going to WWE.
Yep. And from what I heard that match was a 5-star classic.
Yes, it was.
And
yes, it was.
Yep. So, I mean, what else is there to say? I mean, we might be getting, and based on the interaction that we saw, we may end up getting that thing again at Double or Nothing. Think about that. Can they top it? We'll see. But it's going to be a mighty tough act to follow. But nonetheless, 3 1/4, 3.5 stars. I would say maybe second best fight of the night on this show, only behind the opener. So not much more to say. Michael Bullock, after what you saw from those two, how on earth do you follow that?
I don't know how you follow that. I mean, after what these two were able to deliver, so 3 1/4 to 3.5. I mean, what a match this was. I mean, obviously Darby Allin with the swanton onto Jeff Hardy into 2 rows of steel chairs. I mean, and all the other sick moves they did. Whew, man, oh man, I don't know how either of them survived it, but man, and then you get Jeff Hardy and Adam Cole next week. That should be something good. So nothing else to say, Fletch. It is yours.
So now we go into overall review, and Michael Bullock, you lead off. Bullock?
Yeah, I mean, I thought this was another good show. I mean, there were some things that could have been better, but all in all, I'll give this a 7.5 out of 10 for this edition of Dynamite. So, Fletch, it is yours.
7 out of 10 for me. I thought it was a solid show. There wasn't really. I mean, it was good to great. I don't think there was really anything bad, but I thought there was a couple of areas where they kind of missed, but not that badly. But solid opening for the Owen Hart tournament. I thought both the matches were. I thought all the tournament matches were fine. Yeah, and then it's upward and onward. We got some big tournament matches coming up this weekend on our Rampage on Friday. So there's some big matches there, and nothing more to add. Anthony, it's yours.
And next week, we're going to find out who the Jokers are in both tournaments. So there's must-see television next week. 7.5 for me. I'm with Bullock on this. I mean, opener was the fight of the night. Cole and Harwood, they stole the damn show tonight. Allen and Hardy, almost, but not quite, but it was just as amazing. All the Owen Hart matches were great, like MF said. And then the contract signing with MJF and Wardlow, that was very well done. That was very well done. That was a fantastic segment right there. And it ended up teasing, and we ended up getting a possible tease for something even crazier with the Bullet, the Blackpool Combat Club, the Jericho Appreciation Society, and Eddie Kingston, Santana, and Ortiz. So there could be more than that meets the eye. We got to keep an eye out on that. So we'll wait and see. So 7.5 for me. I'm with Bullock. So with that, now we're going to get into the TXN Sports World portion of this. We have a belated Bruins beat from last night, and then tonight's Celtics Chat and Rangers Roundup. So with that, MF, you and Bullock front and center for the Bruins beat from last night and the Celtics Chat for tonight.
Yeah, so we'll start off with the Bruins beat. They went up. It was Game 5 of the Eastern Conference first round matchup, the Boston Bruins versus the Carolina Hurricanes. And, well, the Bruins did everything that they could do to get everything back on their control after coming back from 0-2 down. They got it back to 2-2, and Carolina just brought them back to reality. 5-1 massacre in Carolina, in Raleigh last night. It was over before it even got started. 6 minutes and 11 seconds in, Jacob Slavin scored. That gave Carolina a 1-0 lead. Then Tony D'Angelo, he's been a thorn for the Bruins. He scored his first goal in the playoffs, a power play goal. Victor Trocheck and Tino Teravainen getting the assist. Then Seth Jarvis gets a goal, his second of the postseason. Aho and Teravainen, that was in 15:52 in the second period. Third period, then it went Jarvis again, his third of the playoffs, second of the game, power play goal, 3:31 in. Then the Bruins' lone bright spot halfway through the period at 10:09, Connor Clifton getting the goal, Eric Howla and Taylor Hall with the assist, and then Victor Trocheck at 16:20, Martin Nessis and Carol Teravainen with the assist. 5-1 was the final score. 3 stars of the game. Antti Ranta getting the number 1 star with 33 saves. Seth Jarvis with 2 goals in the game, getting the number 2 star. And Tony D'Angelo getting the number 3 star with 3 points altogether, 2 assists and a goal. Goaltending-wise, Jeremy Slavin, 33 saves on 37 shots. Ranta got 33 saves on 34 shots. And when it was all said and done, shots on goal, 38-34 advantage Carolina. Michael Bullock, the Bruins dominated in Boston when they had to. Now they're on the brink of elimination. If they do not win tomorrow night at TD, they are going home.
Yeah, and it seems as though going to Carolina is just hasn't gone right for them. And yeah, I mean, it was like from the first 2 games, and then all of a sudden you get to games 3 and 4 at the TD Garden, and they look like a different team. So yeah, it's going to be very tough for the Bruins. I mean, yes, they're going to be back at home, but now they're facing elimination. So can they pull it out of the hat one more time and force a game 7? They're going to have to. I mean, so yeah, there's really nothing more to say. And Fletch, as we get to the Celtics chat, boy, this this one here, let's just say it really hurts.
Yeah, Game 5 of the Eastern Conference first round matchup, or actually second round matchup, as it's the Milwaukee Bucks versus the Boston Celtics. Celtics looks like they were well on their way to winning the game. They could not close it out. The Milwaukee Bucks steals Game 5, 110-107. An incredible game, unbelievable end, a wild finish, and Giannis Antetokounmpo, the Greek Freak, steps up a 40-burger with 11 rebounds, a double-double. Jason Tatum, he played out of his mind. 34 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, but the crew, the backup, just did not get enough of it. Michael Bullock, it was an incredible game. Unbelievable how this played out. But Boston, heartbreak loss. And this is a devastator if you're a Celtic fan.
Yeah, this was a bitter taste in the mouth, and the Celtics, I mean, they did so many good things. I mean, especially with the way they were defensively. I mean, they got some key steals, but Fletch, what was the one thing that happened tonight that really killed the Celtics?
Turnovers. Mistakes.
Well, not just no, not turnovers, but the one thing that really killed them.
More bad calls from the refs?
No. Offensive rebounds.
Offensive rebounds, yeah.
Oh, yes.
I mean,
absolutely.
That to me was what really killed the Celtics tonight. I mean, it's so many chances to grab a rebound after a missed shot by the Bucks, and the Bucks just somehow got the offensive rebound, and the offensive rebound by Portis was the one that really sealed it. I mean, this is something that Ime Udoka, he's going to have to address.
17-5 offensive rebounds for
exactly. Yeah, that's something that Ime Udoka's going to have to address here. I mean, because they need to do it before Game 6, because it's back at Pfizer Forum. So I don't know about you, Fletch, but I'm hoping for the best, but I'm fearing for the worst. That the Celtics could lose this one, but you never know. We'll wait and see. But Celtics need to win, or they're done. So, Fletch, it is yours.
Yeah, and I'm just looking at the stats here, especially on the offensive rebounds. Wesley Matthews had 3, Giannis had 2, Brooke Lopez had 2, Grayson Allen had 1, Drew Holiday had 1, Bobby Portis 7 offensive rebounds. Think about that, guys. He had 15 in the game. 7 of them were offensive rebounds. That's where Michael Bullock, you're absolutely right. 17 offensive rebounds by Milwaukee alone, and that is a killer if you think about it, because whenever you get second shots, third shots, whatever you want to talk about, and then Drew Holiday, especially at the end, a key block, a major steal, that helps in the game, and that slammed the door on this game and gives Milwaukee a 3-2 lead, where now they could end it on Friday night. We'll wait and see what happens, especially in that game. So that's done with the Bruins beat. We're done with the Celtics chat. There is one thing left to talk about, the Ranger Roundup, which is game number 5 of the first round, Eastern Conference. The New York Rangers versus the Pittsburgh Penguins. The Rangers lives to see another day. They are not going home just yet. They survive and advance. Extending the series. It's now 3 games to 2. 3 games to 2 now. Pittsburgh has a chance to end it on, I believe, on Friday night as well. But there's a major problem with the Pittsburgh Penguins. We'll get into that in just a moment. But let's start off with the goals. Started off with Jake Gansel getting the goal. Rust and Masterson with the assist. That gave Pittsburgh a 1-0 lead. The time of the goal at 10 minutes and 28 seconds. Then in the second period, Chris Letang scored 7 minutes and 58 seconds. That gave the Pittsburgh Penguins a 2-0 lead. So you're thinking, oh no, here we go. This is about to get bad. This might be the end of the Rangers, right? Nope. New York comes back with 3 unanswered. Adam Fox, his third of the playoffs. Andrew Kopp and Dylan Strome with the assist. 15-11. That was made it 2-1. Then the kid line explode as it was Alexis Lafreniere with the goal. That tied the game. That was assisted by Capo Caco and Jacob Trouba, 2-2. Then about a minute later, the Rangers surged to the lead, 3-2, getting the goal. Jacob Trouba getting the goal, assisted by Eteri Panarin and Miller, 3-2 New York. You're thinking, oh my God, the momentum has shifted. Well, it only was about a minute, about only 12 seconds later, Pittsburgh comes right back and scores. Jake Gansel with the goal, assisted by Yevgeny Malkin. That made it 3-3, but there was a moment in that second period. Sidney Crosby got hurt. He got taken out by Jacob Trouba, a hard check into the board, and they're calling it an upper body injury. He did not return in the game, and that proved to be costly for Pittsburgh because in that third period, New York went on the attack. 2:53 into the final period. It was a power play for the Rangers. The kid line strikes again. Filipino getting the goal, assisted by Alexis Lafreniere and Jacob Petrano. That gave the Rangers a 4-3 lead. Ryan Lundgren with an empty netter with 16 seconds left in the game. That was 5-3. Game over. Rangers win 5-3. They are still alive in the postseason. They're still alive in the playoffs. And oh my goodness, you want to talk about a game changer? This might be that moment. We don't know the full extent of the injury right now for Sidney Crosby. All we know is right now it is being listed as an upper body injury. He has a history of concussions. So that's the one thing that we really need to be. If you're a Penguin fan, you're really concerned right now. Because now you just lost your best player. Crosby was killing the Rangers in this series, and you might have just lost them for the remainder of the series. We don't know how bad that is. If you're New York, blood's in the water. You kind of got to feel like maybe the momentum is starting to shift your way. I hope Trouba does not get in trouble, because something like that, I don't know. I think Trouba might be getting a call from the league saying you might want to be coming up to Toronto, or there might be a paper coming saying you're about to be fined a certain amount for your hit. I don't know if there was any recourse, like a big penalty that happened in the game, but yeah, so we'll wait and see. Shots on goal, Rangers was up 34-32. They out-hit Pittsburgh. They were coming at them, guns blazing. Of course, the power play goal was huge for the Rangers. That was one thing that was lacking, but Anthony Florio, the Rangers live to see another day, but more importantly now, how big is this injury to Sidney Crosby? This might be a game changer going into the remainder of the series if he cannot even go.
That would be huge. I mean, oh my God. At last update, Penguins coach Mike Sullivan said that Sidney Crosby was being evaluated and did not offer any information on the nature of the injury. So, we're going to have to keep an eye on the sports news sites over the next couple of days for Game 6, of course. We'll be in Pittsburgh on Friday night, which we will get into as part of the Cerebral Smack Talk, of course. And, oh, man. Big win for the Rangers. I'm very pleased with it, no question. And, as I always do, we go to the stat line, of course, starting with the victorious New York Rangers. MF, did you give the 3 stars of the game?
I did not get the 3 stars, but give me one moment. I can get it. So just give me one second.
Yeah, sure thing. And while you're getting that, I'm just going to say, when I saw it was 2-0, I was like, oh no, here we go. And I'm like,
yeah, I thought so too.
I thought it was over.
I thought so too.
I tuned out. I'm like, see you guys next year. And then when I saw 5-3, we won. I'm like, what the heck happened? I'm like, this is great. We live to see another day. This is great. We're not dead yet. So, and what was the slogan? No quit in New York. Damn sure no quit in New York tonight.
All right. Number three star was Ryan Lundgren, 1 goal. The number 2 star went to Alexis Lafreniere, who had a goal and an assist. Number 1 star, Philip Hedl, with the goal that pretty much iced it, the power play goal at 2:53, giving the Rangers the victory.
Yes, and Igor Shesterkin, 29 saves on 32 shots, got back to his winning ways. Hedl with the goal, that was the difference maker there. As far as who were my stars of the game, Jacob Trouba, he was one of my stars of the game. A goal and an assist. He also had 3 blocks and 2 hits. Adam Fox, goal with 2 hits. K-Andre Miller, another great game for him. He had an assist. He had 4 takeaways, had 2 blocks and a hit. Lindgren with the empty netter, in addition to 2 blocks, 1 hit, and 1 takeaway. Kevin Rooney had 4 hits and a block. Kreider with 4 hits. And then Kopp with an assist. He also had 3 hits and 2 takeaways. Zibanejad, 2 hits and 2 takeaways. Panarin had an assist, 2 hits and a takeaway. Strome with an assist, 3 hits, a takeaway. And and if I didn't mention them before, I'll mention them again. Andrew Kopp, 3 hits, 2 takeaways with an assist. And great all-around game for the New York Rangers. And this is a game that they really needed. And we'll have to wait and see about the Crosby thing. I mean, if Crosby can't go, I mean, that's huge for the Rangers. I mean, even though the series is going back to Pittsburgh for game number 6, I mean, Friday night, we'll have to wait and see. Louis Domingue, 29 saves, 33 shots for him. My stars of the game for the Pittsburgh Penguins, first off, Marcus Pettersson. 5 blocks, 3 hits, and a takeaway for him. Matheson played well, had an assist, 3 hits. Block and a takeaway. Chris Letang, another great game for him, had a goal, had 3 blocks and a hit. And then you had and Jake Gensel, 2 goals, had a takeaway as well. Malkin had 2 assists, had 3 blocks. Russ, a couple hits and an assist. Teddy Bluger, 3 hits and 2 takeaways. Heinen with 3 hits. Zucker with 3 hits and an assist. And the only thing of note for Sidney Crosby is 1 takeaway. That's all he had. And that was pretty much it for the Pittsburgh Penguins. And if he can't go, that's a major game changer. I mean, it kind of reminds me of the Eastern Conference Finals. Remember 2014 Eastern Conference Finals, MF, when we accidentally, not intentionally, mind you, but accidentally took out Carey Price?
Yeah.
Look what happened.
And it ended up it ended up being a great advantage for the Rangers because they ended up winning the series in 6 games. Yeah, because of that. So I mean, has lightning struck twice? Could this be that moment that you talked about? Could this lead to New York coming all the way back from 3-1 down
for a third time
win, to do it? Is it possible? I mean, we'll have to wait and see.
I believe.
But now you got, because that's the thing. You kind of have to feel now that without Crosby, and he only played about 10 minutes in the actual game. Actual ice time was about 10 minutes. So
10:49. 10:49 to be exact.
So the one thing that I'm worried about is Jacob Trouba, because that hit was nasty. It was a nasty hit.
It was great. I loved it. I mean,
if you're a Ranger fan, you're like, that's exactly what you needed. That's exactly what we were looking for.
But he damn sure
from Jacob Trouba. From Jacob Trouba, from the D line, we needed the aggressiveness. We needed that nastiness. That's what we were lacking in Pittsburgh. We got it here tonight. However, there is a control thing that you need to do. And the thing is that I don't want to see, like, I like aggression. I don't like nastiness. I don't like dirtiness. And the thing is that this is coming from a lot of the fans, and it's not Pittsburgh fans, but just fans in general. Some fans are thinking that this was a dirty hit. And that's the one thing that we're like, I don't know. And the thing is, and like I said, this is only the first time I think he's gotten in trouble with the league. Because I don't think he has any priors or that this is a pattern or a history of problems.
Not that I
know they're going to look at it. I know they have to look at it. I would say right now, hopefully he gets fined and not suspended. That's the only thing I'm afraid of, that he's going to get suspended for game 6.
Yeah, because he is the enforcer. He is an enforcer, no doubt about it. And you know the Penguins are gonna take it to Uncle Gary. You know that. So
I don't think it's gonna be Gary Bettman here, because remember, Bettman doesn't have any say on this. This goes to the
league office.
This isn't league office. This is to that player safety personnel guy, whoever the heck that is. The one that Brandon Shanahan used to run. That guy. He's the law and order, not Bettman. Bettman has no say with this.
George Peros.
This is the guy we got to watch out for, because he's the judge, jury, and executioner when it comes to this.
head of the NHL's Department of Player Safety with the title of Senior Vice President of Player Safety.
Yup.
George
So,
Peros.
That's the guy we got to watch for, because he's the one that's either going to say you're suspended or you're getting fined. That's the one we got to watch out for.
Yeah, and they're probably gonna whine and cry to him. So,
well, the thing
we know
is,
they have a tendency to be whiners and crybabies, and that's why we despise them so much. Especially.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But the thing is that unfortunately, they do have a right to whine here because it was a dirty hit. Look, New York Ranger fans straight up. I loved to see Crosby get hurt, but not like this.
No one more than me.
And the thing is, it was a headshot.
Yeah,
you know this guy has a history of concussions. And that's the one thing that, anything else, we'd be like, all right, fine. But this was a cross check from the back to Crosby, and he went face first and head first into the boards. Ugh. This is where we might be in trouble. There might be trouble coming. And I'm just saying. So, plus, and I'm going to tell you this. If he does not get punished here, you know there's going to be a bullseye on this guy's back on Friday. So, for the safety of Trouba, I would have him sit out this game because we don't really need Trouba, because if Crosby's out, we got them. We got this.
Oh, yeah.
Because the best player on the team is gone.
Yeah.
That means we got to worry about Letang. We got to worry about Malkin. It's not a three-headed monster anymore.
Gensel, we got to watch for.
Yeah. But the thing is that they already, you saw what happened when Crosby went out. They are a shell without Crosby.
Oh, yeah.
You saw what happened.
Yep.
Crosby went out. They had to change those lines. They were all out of whack. The Rangers picked them apart in the third period. And you saw it.
Yep.
This is where now the battle lines are drawn. You even said it. They better finish us in 6 because we'll finish you in 7.
Yeah, you
now
better.
More than ever, there is blood in the water. And now, if you're New York,
the rivalry's back.
It's back.
Rivalry's
Crosby's out. This is the perfect opportunity to pounce. The Penguins are wounded. And we have a shot here to pull something really special. So we'll see on Friday what happens.
Let's hope so. I mean, that's not an easy place to win. But then again, 2014, we beat them there 3 times. We beat them there 3 times.
Yeah.
In that series, game 1, game 5, and game 7, and then we got a couple more. I believe it was 3 and 4 in 15 when we beat them again. And
all we need is just get 6.
We just got to get to that. We just need that one.
We just need that one because
we have to get that one in Pittsburgh. We get that one in Pittsburgh. If Pittsburgh doesn't finish us in Pittsburgh Friday night, you can bet your ass we got them in game 7.
Yeah, because all bets are off, and we've already beaten them twice in Madison Square Garden, and they were not even close. We dominated those 2 games. Game 2,
that's right,
and tonight we dominated it.
And game 1 we should have won.
But hey, we're not gonna complain. That it is what it is. That's what happened there. So, yeah, there's really nothing more to add.
We will believe that.
We're back.
No quit in New York.
No.
There's no quit. Not early on, maybe, but once what happened, complexion changed. We got the win. We got the game we had to win. The first of the game we had to win. But this one, we need to win even more.
Oh, yeah.
Because this is Pittsburgh, very tough place to win. Those fans are rabid animals, and and the most important thing that we have to do, jump on them early and take those animals out early.
Yeah, take the fans out of
that
the game.
animalistic crowd out early.
Take the fans out. Yep, absolutely. You're absolutely correct.
That's the
Absolutely
most important
correct.
thing. Yeah, we don't want to hear. I don't want to hear any more of those Igor taunt chants because
Yep.
I can't tell you how much that annoyed me. So, Pittsburgh, finish us Friday night because if we go back to MSG for Game 7.
Oh, that place is gonna be jumping. Yeah,
we gotcha.
Yep.
Simple as that. NMF, we can, we will, believe that. No quit. Friday night. Hostile environment. We're ready, baby. Let's go.
All right. So it is indeed hostile environment. Tomorrow night is a very special edition of the TXN Sports World, as it is the NFL schedule release.
Ooh, yeah.
10 p.m. We will go week by week by week of all the compelling matchups, everything that we're going to go. Remember, 18 weeks, 17 games. Yep. And we're going to have it all tomorrow night, 10 p.m. And
the opener, including most notably the first game, the very first game, the kickoff game, opening night.
Yep.
Thanksgiving. And of course, Thanksgiving games. And of course, we're getting a triple header on Christmas.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas. Stocking stuffers.
And there has been some games that got leaked out. We now know some games. The first game on the brand new Amazon Prime, we found out it's going to be the Kansas City Chiefs versus the LA Chargers.
Yep.
That game has
Al Michaels and Kirk Herbstreit.
And then we also found out from
Joe Buck.
From Joe Buck,
and Troy Aikman.
And Troy Aikman.
Because they were on Good Morning America.
Yep, I was going to say a double header on Monday Night Football.
Including my team, baby.
Yep, Buffalo. And, of course, we had the international games. That was, Kay Adams, the lovely Kay Adams, and the boys from Good Morning Football dropped that on us. And I actually did find out about a Monday Night Football game pertaining to the Miami Dolphins. I just found this out. Eric Carrier dropped it on me. So, yeah. So we got that.
Big time opponent on that. And, of course, like I said, as I was trying to say, most notably, the first game, who will the LA Rams face as they open up defense of their Super Bowl championship? Could be anybody. We'll have to wait and find out. And then, of course, we can't forget about the international games. Those have already been announced. Of course, Turkey Day, which we always celebrate the ravishing way, obviously.
Yes.
And then, of course, Christmas. We're getting a triple header. And of course, all the notable games that we strongly encourage you to check out once everything gets squared away. And then with time permitting, we will also have what could be the finale of the Bruins beat, possibly.
Possibly. You never know. We'll definitely find out where that plays and everything else. And for all you Miami Dolphin fans, I will do a special video at 8 p.m. Just Dolphins only. So this will be a special video. I don't know if I'm going to do it on YouTube, if I'm going to do it on Facebook. I don't know what I'm going to do just yet. So just keep a close eye on your social media platform, on my social media page, because I will do Dolphins only schedule release at 8 p.m. When it drops. I will have an exclusive. I will give you my thoughts on the Miami Dolphins schedule for all you Dolphin fans out there. That will be 8 p.m. tomorrow night.
As that special kicks off on the NFL Network.
Yes.
And then 10 p.m. That's
the big show.
Yeah, baby.
It's the big one. That will be the one where we go through it all 32 teams, all the matchups,
notables.
We'll talk about it. We'll have it. So
and then time permitting, the Bruins beat, of course.
And time permitting, the Bruins beat. Yes.
All right. So 10 p.m. tomorrow. You do not want to miss this. If you thought the draft show last week was good, wait do you see what we have in store for you tomorrow night?
This is it, guys. For all you NFL fans, I know you've been waiting for this one. It's happening tomorrow. You know, whatever you do, do not listen to the social media. Get away from it because you know there's going to be leaks left and right. You want the real action. You want to see it? 10 p.m. tomorrow night. This is the place to be. So, with that said, for Anthony Floyo, for Michael Bullock, I'm Michael Fletcher. Have a good night, everybody. We'll see you mañana for the release of the NFL schedule 2022.